I'm Froggy, and here is a My Froggy Stuff mashup. This week, our dolls could use some wheels to get from point A to B. So we put together some of our favorite transportation craft videos. From cars to hoverboards, we got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. We made skateboards out of paperboard. So now, let's see if we can make a hoverboard. Using recycled paperboard, scrapbook paper, paper tubes, toothpicks, paint, nail polish, a nail file, sandpaper, and glue. I start by sketching an hourglass shape onto a piece of paperboard. Cut it out, use it as a pattern to trace more. Cut them out. When it's the desired thickness, begin gluing them together. When I get halfway through, I cut a strip out of the center of several layers that is about the same width as a toothpick. Glue it on and continue until it can hold the toothpick. Glue on another layer to close it. Trace large and slightly smaller circles onto paperboard. Cut the larger circles in half. Glue them together and make two. Glue them on the ends above the opening. On the smaller circles, make a hole in the center for the toothpick. Glue them together and make two. Cut a thin strip from the paper tube. Glue a small piece over the edge. Sand the edges round. Paint it. And I'm using nail polish to give it a nice shine. I painted the wheels with acrylic paint. Glued on some metallic scrapbook paper. Cut a thin strip of craft foam, glue it around the edge to make the wheels. I can choose to glue them directly to the side for a clean look, or glue a small circle of cardstock onto the end of a toothpick, place the wheel on the toothpick, glue the toothpick inside to make wheels that can move. Use the pattern on cardstock, trim it, add strips of cardstock, glue them on. Glue small pieces of metallic paper to the front for a little detail. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Many people asked, how will we turn our lawnmower into a Segway? We will be using a disposable razor, a yo-yo, a coffee straw and a standard straw, small floss container, nail file, button, an acrylic jewel, hair bands, an empty makeup compact with a brush, and glue. With the safety cap on, I start by removing the blade from the razor. Now, adult supervision is highly recommended, and some may ask an adult to do this part for them. Cut a small piece of a coffee straw, glue it to the top of the handle, take a clean makeup compact, flip it over to the back, glue the other end of the razor onto the compact, cut the hairs off of the brush, glue it to the middle of the compact, glue a button to the front, glue an acrylic jewel on top to make a light. Pull apart a yo-yo. Since one side of the yo-yo has a peg on the inside, I had to use two yo-yos to get two with a hole. I glue a coffee straw into one of the sides, cut a piece off of a standard straw, glue it underneath the compact, slide the coffee straw through the straw, trim it but leave a little extra, glue on the other half of the yo-yo. If I would like to make my Segway taller, instead of adding the handle across the top, I glue a cut piece of a straw to the top, then glue a straw across the top for the handle. I take an old floss container, remove the labeling with a file, glue two hair bands to the back to make a hard shell backpack that can be placed over the front handlebars. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Most of our Barbie cars are pink, so we thought it would be fun to add a little variety. I am going to repaint this car to a lovely shade of yellow using Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover Paint and Primer. I have yellow and a clear gloss. And remember, spray paint must always be used in a well-ventilated area with adult supervision. Before we can paint, we have to take the car apart. Now this can be the tricky part. First, I'm going to start by removing the wheels. Then push in tabs and remove screws. I must say, taking the car apart was a little tricky. A portion of the windshield was glued in, and I wasn't able to separate the doors. So some adult assistance may be required. I carefully pulled off all the stickers and placed them on a piece of wax paper in case I want to use them later. On a warm sunny day, I apply the spray paint outside according to the manufacturer's instructions. And that is very important. Always read the instructions carefully and have adult supervision when working with spray paint. And it may require more than one coat. My car has been drying for a couple of days, so now it is good to go. For the parts that I wasn't able to separate, like the doors, I carefully brushed on a thick layer of white school glue over the parts I didn't want painted. Then I allowed them to dry before spray painting. To remove the glue coating, I'm going to carefully score the edges with an X-Acto knife, really softly. And this is so I don't pull off the paint when I peel off the glue. Carefully peel off the glue. And this is why it is important to do a thick coat of glue and even go over it twice to make sure that there's no spots where the paint may seep through. But if it does, I just use a little nail polish remover to clean it off. You don't want to use pure acetone because that will melt the plastic. Or you can use a little paint for touch-ups. And I'm going to paint on a few details, like buttons on the steering wheel and on the dashboard. Seal it with a clear top coat, and once everything is dry, I begin putting it back together. I reapply the stickers as I go, and you're done.
Happy crafting!
I'm going to make a car for a doll using some duct tape, spare cardboard, a shoebox, jewels, buttons, a pipe cleaner, and 2 wooden dowels. Oh, and don't forget plastic from an old package. For a shoebox, I'm using an old photo storage box, and I just removed the hardware. I put my doll in the box so that I can judge where I need the seat to be. I sketch a trapezoid shape, cut it out, use the cut piece as a guide on the other side, lay strips of duct tape on a piece of cardboard in silver and black, trace and cut small circles out of the silver, large ones out of the black, until you have 4 of each. And if you would like for your wheels to be a little bit thicker, just add more circles. Carefully poke a hole through the center of both circles. That is large enough for the wooden dowel to pass through. Now I'm going to take the box and cut a piece of cardboard to go over this back end. I'm going to tape it down. I'm going to cut a similar piece for the front, only I leave it a little bit longer so that I can make a dashboard. I'm going to fold the piece for the dashboard down and then set it aside because I need to plan out where my wheels are going to go. So I'm going to put my wheels onto my car, use some sharp scissors, and poke a hole through. Then I make sure that my wooden dowel can pass all the way through Now for the seat, I'm going to cut a piece of cardboard that is wider than the box. Bend the bottom part up, place it in my box, and then trim off the excess behind the back. But I make sure to leave a little extra down by the seat. Cover the seat in duct tape. Cover the hood of the car in duct tape. I'm adding special detail to the dashboard by making it a different color. Cut another piece of cardboard that is the same width as your box for the windshield. Cut a rectangular portion out of the middle of the top. Then I'm going to cut the sides at an angle. Cut a piece of plastic off of some old packaging. Tape it into place. Then cover the rest in duct tape. Poke a small hole in the dashboard where you want the steering wheel to go. Place the hood onto your box. Tape it into place. Now I'm going to cover the rest of my box in duct tape. I take a pipe cleaner and make a steering wheel by just turning it in a circle. I think I'm going to add one more pipe cleaner to make it a little thicker. Cut 2 long strips of cardboard. Cover them in duct tape. I'm going to go ahead and put my wheels into place so that I can fold this long strip of cardboard into fenders. After folding it to the desired shape, I'm going to rest it on that little piece that we left out earlier, and then just use tape on the underside to secure it in place. Trim off the excess. Make a piece of double-sided tape to attach the windshield. Clip the ends off of these buttons. Use dog toenail clippers to trim off the excess. And then glue the button right on top of the wooden dowel to hold it secure. I'm going to glue another button on top as a hood ornament. Use jewels for lights. Add some finishing touches to customize your car. Put the steering wheel into place. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
And if you want this for a larger doll or a smaller doll, I would just make it bigger or smaller. For the smaller doll size, I used a Pop-Tart box, and for a larger doll, I would probably use a packing box from like Walmart or something. And if you can't find a wooden dowel that's long enough to fit all the way through, I considered using these things. I forgot what they're called, but they're like little brass things that you stick through and you can fold the ends up, and it helps to fasten it. Like you use them in school a lot of times to make puppets and stuff, so that might work for you. So happy crafting! Thank you for joining us for this My Froggy Stuff mashup. Let us know what mashups you would like to see in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time. Bye!